I'm going to tell you 5 things you should never say to a car salesman. If you don't know, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car industry for most of my adult life. I've done sales, I've done finance, now I negotiate car deals. Enough about me. Let's talk about these things. Negotiating a car deal is like a game of chess, only one side knows how to play. Or if we treat it like a game of poker, we don't want to reveal our cards too early. So the first thing we don't tell them is what our trade is worth, or what we believe our trade is worth. Yes, I know if you follow my videos, you're gonna get offers from Carvana, CarMax, and Vroom, and they're gonna be great for negotiation tools when we need them. But when we're going through the negotiation phase, until we get to the part about trade, we're not telling them when they ask the question, well, what do you think your trade is worth? We're not giving them an answer. Just tell them you don't know. Because the problem is if it's too low, they're gonna get excited and they're gonna lowball you. If it's too high, you're gonna start demolishing your trade value right out of the gate and start trying to diminish what you think your car is actually worth. There's no benefit to this. It only creates hostility and gets the salesperson to start thinking that they may or may not make as much money as they think. Never tell a car salesman you love a car. Even if you're infatuated, even if you know this is the perfect car, never tell them you love the car. Just tell them you like it. The second you say you love something, then there's an emotional attachment, which then the salesman believes they have the upper hand. And when they believe they have the upper hand, they are going to hold gross. It happens all the time because a sales manager asks a salesperson and says, where do you think we need to go on this deal? And if a salesperson believes they can hold the gross and hold the money, they are going to get the power to do that. So it's going to make your negotiation longer. It's going to make it more hostile and probably not going to get as good of a deal. So don't tell them you love the car, just tell them you like it and you're fine. You're just trying to find the best deal. Don't ever tell them about your payment goals. Obviously, if you're financing or leasing, you have a payment goal. But you should know what your payment goal is. You should always be focused on the out the door number. I promise you, the second that conversation goes towards payment, it's never leaving payment. That's their job, to get you to talk about payment. So don't talk about payment, only talk about out the door numbers. Never say I've only looked at one dealership. Even if you're a proponent of going in store, which I'm not, you don't ever want to tell a salesperson that. This gives them way too much power and way too much information to understand that you don't understand what the value of your car is or what you're buying. You don't have enough information to be able to make a great decision. So they're going to try to hold gross. They're going to try to make money. Always tell them you've looked at multiple different dealerships. Don't ever tell them that you're a first-time buyer or you haven't bought a car in a while. There is no advantageous reason to do this, and it only hurts you in negotiating. We want to keep these things in the back of our pocket. We want to make sure we don't tell them, just like a poker hand. We don't want to show our cards before it's too early. We want to hold these. Don't tell them you're their first-time buyer. They're going to hold gross, guaranteed. Don't ever tell them you only have 5 minutes to look at cars. A, they're not going to treat you with much respect, and I promise you, this takes longer than 5 minutes, and they're just not going to respect your time, or they're just going to push you off altogether. If you have a short amount of time, just tell them, hey, I need to drive a car really quickly. I won't have time for numbers, but always set aside at least 20 to 30 minutes when looking at test driving a vehicle. Don't ever try to do it in 5 minutes. It's not worth it. You're not going to get a good experience, and you're really not going to understand the car as well as you should. And finally, don't ever tell them you're paying cash or pre-approved. There's no advantage. They make more money when you finance. You'll get a better deal if you finance. If you guys like this kind of content, I want you to like, follow, subscribe, but thank you and have a great day.